Yeah, yeah, he can make his decision.
What is up, wealthy creators?
What's up?
How's it going, guys? I'm seeing everybody's content. Keep it up.
Same.
Some great stuff out there. So
Who was it? There was Connor and one of the other guys they teamed up, tag teamed on a live last night.
Yeah, I try to do an IG live every Wednesday at 7. And yeah, Joseph was in the chat, and I just brought him in and we're talking real estate. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Hey, if anybody's going to be at the Summit event in Vegas coming up, January 8th through 12th, I believe, and you guys want to collaborate, please let me know. Because I'm going to be there looking for collaborators.
Hey, does anybody live in LA? Like that wants to connect in LA or in the area? I'm in Carson.
I'm in Downey.
Okay, dude, you're not too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm in Torrance. What's up?
Oh, you're right down the street. How funny.
Yep.
Cool.
So
I'll reach out to you guys.
Yep.
For sure. Let's do it.
How's everyone doing today?
So, Ryan.
Everyone getting ready for the new year?
Yep.
Yes.
What's up?
Doing good. Anyone do anything fun?
Pretty boring.
Playing soccer with we do it's been like the 18th year. We play soccer like parents against the kids.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
cool.
gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, that's tight. I'm gonna go play a round of golf and get ready to go whoop pace in this match. So I gotta go I don't even need to practice, but I'm gonna go do it anyway, just to be safe.
Somebody's confident.
Yeah. While we wait for everyone to get on, who's got some wins?
I finally got some wins.
What you got?
Hired 6 agents, and I got a listing.
All right, there we go, baby. Mario, what you got?
Hit 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel yesterday, and just wanted to thank you for that, because you and I sat down in Austin at Bratz's event, and right before you put out your course on social media, you were telling me about it, and I just want to say thank you, because I just hit 1,000 subscribers for my channel.
That's
There we go, baby. That's a big win. 1,000 subscribers. I love it, man. Ivan, what you got?
I got a couple wins, but I'll mention one. I did a promotion for the next few people that buy my course. They'll be able to fly out, stay at one of my Airbnbs and golf with me. I got that idea from you, but I got permission from you when we golfed to do that. But they got that for free. They get to have lunch with me, basically like the Golf with Ryan experience, with the added bonus of staying at one of my Airbnbs, so they don't have to pay for a hotel and all of that.
Yeah.
That's probably my least biggest win. I just don't know if I can talk about the other ones yet.
You can talk about the other one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the biggest win I got is that we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff coming forward with Wealthy Investor and Ryan, partnering and bringing everyone some short-term rental experiences and coaching, and super pumped for that. That's by far the biggest win for sure.
That's huge.
Yeah. Yep. So we, I've always known, so part of one of the rebrands to Wealthy Investor was that we wanted to, be everything in real estate, not just house flipping anymore. Right. And so I knew we would do Airbnb, because it's such a popular thing that we're just, we talk about Airbnb, but we have no like product advertising Airbnb at all. Right. So, I've been kind of searching, not like super hard, but just like for an Airbnb guy to kind of go out there and lead the charge on it. Because even though I have Airbnbs and I know it, I think it needs its own division of, somebody who's going to run it. somebody who has experience with it. And so, yeah, you know, there's a lot of Airbnb guys out there, but Ivan came out, man, how long ago was it, Ivan? Like 4 months ago, 3 months ago?
Yeah, 3-4 months. Yeah.
Yeah, he came out to golf with me and we were just talking about his business, and I wasn't looking at it like an acquisition. I was just looking at it like, okay, cool, man. I mean, like just like any other consultation, here's what I would do if I was you, and you know, et cetera. But yeah, I don't even know how it all played out, but I think you hit me up about something, and I was like, dude, you know, here's the deal. And this is like the deal I've made with many of my students and different partners. I'm like, you know, you can continue to do it on your own, or you can come under the umbrella and we'll do it way bigger together. So which one makes sense? And coming under the umbrella makes a lot of sense. So yeah, we're going to be getting ready to launch that under Wealthy Investor, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be massive. And I think it's going to be a huge value add for the current students and everything else. So I'm excited about it, dude.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. Perfect timing for the new year to get everything rolling.
Yep. Like I said, my one of my goals in 2023 is to acquire businesses / talent. And so we're going to be doing a lot of that. So your acquisition numero uno, Ivan. Congrats. Evan, what you got, man?
Oh, yesterday I collabed with a decent sized channel. And I wasn't really sure if I wanted to at first or not, you know, based on identity and all that. But I decided to take the leap. You know, we ended up getting about 90,000 views in the last 18 hours or so. So I think it was a good choice.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So Big Price just took literally this Zoom call and made it a reel, talking about beef on Tuesday. And he's like, dude, is this good enough? Like, is it worthy of a collab? And I was like, dude, you know, it's pretty trash quality, but nonetheless, I think the content is pretty good. Like I always say, you know, the content doesn't have to be crazy quality to do well. I've done plenty of crappy quality videos, and, you know, if the content's good, it's good. And so, like you said, it's got like 90,000 views and, you know, 12 hours.
Top percentile of that channel's views. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Did you edit that yourself, or what'd you do?
I did. I ripped it from your YouTube and pulled into editor and edited out. So like I first like had it at like 1:45, and then I remembered it was a 90-second minimum. So I went back and shortened it up.
Yep. Dope. Alex, what do you got?
So I got a small win. I was invited for it's going to be my first podcast appearance. So I was invited to be on a podcast. So I was not expecting. Super cool. I'm excited. Let's see.
Cool. Anthony, what you got?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I've officially posted my 50th piece of content, which is pretty cool. I didn't realize I had done that many. And Alex, to your point of being on the podcast, I was on my first 2 podcasts. Actually, when I went to golf with Ryan, I did one at Wealthy Way, and then we did one with Justin Yarong, for those of you that know him. The episode came out, so looking forward to cutting that up and making a bunch of short form content out of it, and moving forward.
Sweet. Dope. Cool. So let's talk about today. You know, we're in the monetization phase. And before we talk about this, I forgot to mention, you know, we have the event coming up here on January 9th to the 12th. So I would love to see all you guys there. You know, discounted tickets for everyone, for whoever wants it, since you're in Wealthy Creator. But if you would like to come to, maybe you're not in real estate and you just simply want to come to the content day and the entrepreneur day, that's on January 9th and the 10th. We're doing a special just for those 2 days. They're here at my office. We don't publicly, well, I think we might sell them publicly just those 2 days, but you know, it's mainly been a package for the entire week, which is 4 days. So we've been charging $5,000 for that MVP package. But for you guys, if you want to just come to the 2 office days, because you don't really care about the real estate side or the NFT side, you guys can come to those 2 days for $1,000. So it's going to be here at my office. Day one, we're literally going over content for about 4 hours. I've got a bunch of guest speakers coming. So I have like my podcast consultant coming who's going to be talking a lot about podcasting. I've got a guy talking about branding. We have my TikTok guy, Ryan McGinn, coming to talk about short form. And then obviously I'll be talking about cool stuff too. So that's content day. And then entrepreneur day is the next one. And it's another 4-hour day at my office. And so I'll be speaking at that again. And then I have some of my other guest speakers, like my business coach and everything else, who are going to be speaking at that day. And so this is a very limited person deal. The event itself is going to be massive. There's going to probably be, 1,000 people there, but the office day is less than 100 people. So if you're looking for something a lot more intimate where you can ask questions and it's more interactive, versus like seminar style on the big days, I would highly recommend getting in it. So if you want to take advantage of that, January 9th and 10th, and just reach out to Jocelyn. So Jocelyn, you want to put your email in there and, we'll get you set up on January 9th and 10th. But man, if like day one, it's just like we teach in this course. Day one, content. Day two, business. Let's make good content to turn those views into dollars for your business. Okay. Daryl, if you already purchased content day and you want to go 110, it's just an extra $500. So you can add that in. So yeah, you guys will love it. The event's going to be awesome. Anyways, so let's talk now about the monetization side of things. So today we're talking about Instagram. So I love Instagram for monetization. It's interesting. People have asked me, they're like, Ryan, if you had to pick one channel that leads to, the most revenue, which one would you pick? And my answer is always difficult because I get to look at it from both sides. My Instagram and my YouTube are similar size. They're both around 300,000. And, I have the podcast as well. And as I've always told you, it's like the short form is just kind of like the marketing to get people to watch the long form and then to get people to watch the really long form, right? And if people just get in the ecosystem and they will watch enough content, hopefully eventually they'll buy something. Like that's the typical strategy as a content creator who's an entrepreneur. But how does it work? Like if you had to pick like direct conversion, who's converting the best? And if I had to pick, I would say Instagram is the best for direct conversion. Okay. And the reason Instagram's the best is because it has DMs. Point blank, it's all about the DMs. As people say, it goes down in the DMs. All right. And so I actually did a presentation on this that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to actually look for it real quick. Here it is. That I shared with a Grow with Video Live that, I did this about 6 months ago, my friend Sean Cannell, and I've never publicly shared this, this training. So this is going to be really good for you guys to understand how I'm doing this on Instagram in the DMs. Okay. So let's jump right into the training. Jocelyn, you got to make it so I can, share my screen. I'm not the host yet. But yeah, the Instagram, I think is most important for this very reason. Now, look, if you have a great YouTube and a podcast, it's going to make your Instagram DMs convert way better. Like that's why you still need to do it. It's not like, oh, well, I'm just only going to do Instagram and whatever. Like if you don't have time, you're not going to make long form, then that's cool. Like I get that, but it does not negate the fact that long form is very important and the other platforms are very important. Okay. So here we go, baby. As I said, it goes down in the DMs. You guys don't even know. I'm married, so I'm actually held very accountable in my DMs because there's like 5 people in my DMs, salespeople and stuff. So there's no foul play from me in the DMs as far as the ladies go. But Here we go. Here's what you will learn. How to use your Instagram DMs to automate revenue. This strategy is maybe millions of dollars, obviously. And it's my favorite strategy that really most people aren't doing. And the best part is it will cost you less than $100. All right. So I'm not going to do this. You guys already know that. What do most business creators do with their DMs? Okay. They chat for fun. They miss opportunity, or they miss replying due to IG's terrible interface. They don't incentivize people to DM them, and they're not monetizing them at all. Right. That's what most people do in their DMs. And so chatting for fun is great, but you know, at the end of the day, you got to do some more stuff. Like, let's figure out how we can monetize our DMs. All right. So here's the 5-step process to monetize your DMs in Instagram. All right. Step 1 is to create an IG reel with a call to action to DM me a keyword. Step 2, when someone DMs that keyword, it sets off an automation. Step 3, that automation takes them to a mini VSL. Step 4, that VSL pushes them to a sales call. And step 5 is to close the deal and repeat daily. So let's break it down. All right. Step 1, IG reel with a call or a call to action to DM. I mean, you guys have seen this, but let's do it. Does the home come with land? If you're just buying the mobile home and the land isn't included, it's essentially the same as buying a car. I'm not saying you can't make money like this. People flip cars all the time, but the mobile home is only as valuable as the home.
Hey, Ryan, if you can turn the volume up, please.
Attached to the land. Whenever this is the case, it has less value because nobody can get a loan on it. The third thing to look for is the year built of the mobile home. In order for it to qualify for an FHA loan, it needs to be built after 1976. So if you're planning to flip this thing to somebody who might be an FHA buyer, which is very common in the mobile home space, then you got to make sure that it's built after 1976. Now, whether you want to flip mobile homes or single family homes, my company Future Flipper can help you. We've trained thousands of students all across the country. So if you're interested in learning more, DM me the word flip. We'll send you some information on how you can get started. Okay, so you guys have seen me talk about these before. Obviously, you guys have seen me make them. Look, the IG reel with the call to action to DM is pretty simple. Ones that fail are basically just ads. They're like, hey, you know, like, let's just say I was advertising my event. I'm like, you know, I got my event coming up and, you know, you guys should come. It's great, blah, blah, blah. DM me if you want to come to the event. And that does work. People will still DM you, but think about it. You're just not going to get that many views when you have an ad, right? But if it's a piece of content that's extremely valuable, like this was, you know, we had lots of content, then people are going to watch it all the way through. And if they got value, they're going to be more than likely to convert to DM you. And so I always just do a normal piece of content that I would have did anyway. And then I throw the DM at the end. And I'm like, DM me Flip if you want to learn more how to do this. Okay. So 3 things. There's that. Okay. Now, second step is to create an automation with ManyChat. Okay. So you guys can go sign up for ManyChat right now. It's manychat.com. And depending on how in depth you want to make it, you can have a full-on conversation, right? And this is like, it's funny because AI is becoming like a super popular topic. And if you guys want to get views, AI videos are crushing right now, by the way. I need to make an AI video, but I just been too lazy. So, you know, ManyChat is basically like a very basic AI where it's just going to respond based on, you know, what prompts you give it. And so basically the way we do it on this particular funnel is people would DM us the word flip, right? And so the first response that it automatically does, I created this response tree, by the way, is it'll say, hey, tell me a little bit about your current real estate experience. And from there, they'll say something. Okay. Currently, I own 1 rental property. I'm looking to get more or do some flips, right? Like they could say, I have no properties. I'm looking to get started. They could say, I have 100 properties. I'm looking to get started. Either way, my response is the same because it's a very generic response that could apply to any of those scenarios. That's cool. We have students who have started in the same situation, been able to take it to the next level. So if you have no deals, we have students who do that. We have students who have lots of deals. So, you know, basically we'll say, you know, yeah, we have that. So That's cool. We have that. And then it sends them a thing right after that says, could I send you a short video detailing how we can help? So then they say yes. And then they say, great, what's your email address? And so they give me the email address. This is a great way to start building your email list, right? Like we make sure we get the email address before the video, and that automatically goes into our CRM and our email list and everything else. Now we've got an email address. Cool. Then we send them the VSL, which we went over last week, how to make a mini VSL. And, it goes to that thing, right? So what happens is every time somebody DMs me the word flip or whatever, it takes them through the sequence. And hopefully we're getting an email from this. And hopefully they're watching the video and applying. If they do not watch the video, or respond back, someone from my team will go in there. This is not mini chat, but they'll just go follow up and they'll be like, did you watch it? Right? That's what you see at the bottom. That's manual, but it's just a follow-up system because a lot of people, like they might get the video, but they don't have time to watch it, right? They're at work, they're doing whatever, and they forgot. And so by getting a DM from me, it's reminding them like, hey, watch the video. People are going to be like, oh yeah, I forgot. I got to go watch the video. So, we want to just follow up with them and get them to watch the video. Now, this would be like the most complex funnel I have where like it feels like a conversation. Most of them, mine now today are because I just don't see like a ton of difference, but most of them now are just direct to the video. So they would DM me the word flip and I would say, hey, thanks for reaching out. Check out this video real quick and let me know if you have any questions. And so they would check out the video and maybe they apply, maybe they don't, maybe they have a question. Well, now a real world salesperson is going to be able to respond to whatever question they have, right? And so, I kid you not, I mean, like the Instagram DMs have maybe millions of dollars because of automations like this. I used to, it's funny, before we had mini chat, I'd be like, DM me this word. And my team would be in there sending these links manually to everyone and like, doing all the things they had to do. But mini chat has made things super simple. So that's step 2. Okay. Step 3, you're going to do the mini VSL. We already talked about that, right? Like we went over that last week, how to create a VSL. And so, we want to make sure that we're getting people enough information and enough. We're breaking their false beliefs. We're helping them understand who we are as a business, what we teach, what we do. And, assuming that goes well, they're booking an appointment to have a call with us. All right. So then, they booked the sales call. So with the sales call, we might have talked about this months ago. So I'll recap it. But really, this application needs to qualify people. All right. Because we don't want to talk to everybody because there's just people that are going to waste, salespeople's time. So, you want to get all their information, obviously, first name, last name, email, phone number, etc. Then we want to find out, hey, how many deals have you done? Okay. So we're going to get an idea of what's their experience. Right. And, we ask them straight up, how much capital do you have to invest in real estate? And, if you have less than 2K, you do not currently qualify for one of our coaching programs. It's because number 1, you can't afford the coaching program. And number 2, it's going to be, pretty difficult to, get the coaching program and try to get into real estate. Like it's going to be tough. Right. So even if you say less than 2, we're still going to send you like some stuff. Like we'll send them my book for free. We'll send them a contract, but we're not going to get on a sales call with them. Like it's just kind of a waste of time for everyone. So, really, this question is to qualify people to make sure that we're talking to qualified people, right? And then, like, as I said, like some of these other things are like dummy questions. I showed you the wealthy creator one, but like, why do you believe you're ready to take action now? And so, they fill that out, right? And it's just more so turning the question on their head. Like, the wealthy creator one was, why would you be a good fit for this program? And so now you're explaining why you're a good fit, right? What is currently holding you back from achieving your goals, right? And so, there's lots of stuff. And then, we ask them if they're interested in any of our other programs and stuff like that. So yeah, basically, you know, it was like, hey, let's close the deal, and just keep repeating it. I did this a long time ago. And, you know, the conclusion is, you know, your DMs are gold, so don't waste them, right? Like, create engaging reels with value before the call to action. Avoid it being an ad. All right. Use different keywords for different funnels and products. So, you know, if I know my real estate keyword for you know, wealthy investor is flip, I'm gonna use flip for that. If I know creator or wealthy creator is content, I know I'm always going to DM with content, and, you know, you just switch up the products. And, you know, for me, the reason I post 6 reels a day is because it allows me to run more of these ads. Because if I only posted, say, 1 reel a day, it's not like I can go post just nothing but ads. I'm not going to grow. It's not good content. And so my ratio has always been, if I'm going to post 1 ad, I want to post 2 real pieces of content with no call to actions along with it. And so I do a 2-to-1 ratio, and, you know, so I'll have 2 reels that just have nothing, no calls, nothing. They're just pure content. And then 1 that's got a call to action. And so I post 6 of those a day. So, you know, do the math. It's like, I get 2 ads out of it. I get 4 videos that get views, and hopefully, you know, just continue to help my following grow and all that stuff. And if you know, get some ad spend on the best performers, it can work really well. So, you know, we're starting to spend money on ads on just different reels that are producing really well for us. So, you know, that's basically it. You know, we have a lot of different ways that we monetize this, and, you know, it's pretty simple. Connor, does this presentation be posted to the Facebook group? Yeah. I got to update some things in it, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it's pretty old, but the basic principles of it apply for how you're supposed to monetize using reels. So, you know, and there's other ways to monetize on Instagram too. And I'll talk about stories and stuff here in a second, but let's talk about this Reels funnel and DMs and ManyChat, because I'm sure you guys have a bunch of questions. So what do you guys got?
Hey, Ryan. So I haven't used ManyChat personally yet, but whenever someone DMs their email address, is there a way that ManyChat harvests that data from the DMs, or does someone have to manually collect the email address?
There's, I think, honestly, I'm not on the tech side. I have to ask, but I think they use Zapier to get the email to CRM.
Zapier, like with a Z?
Zapier. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
Nope,
Well, thank you.
nope, that's not it. Autocorrect. Zapier.
Okay,
There
cool.
it is.
Thanks. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Most people use Zapier for lots of different things. So it has a lot of automation stuff it's used for. Joe, what do you got?
Hey, Ryan. About when do you think would be a good time for a new content creator to activate ManyChat? Is it a specific subscription count, or just you just wait until the messages become unbearable and then you finally hire them? When would be a good time to start that up?
It's so cheap. I mean, I'll just start it right now. Like, literally, it's like less than $100 a month. So it's probably the best tool I have for under $100. So, you know, like, even if you're not like doing hardcore selling, if you wanted people to book a call with you, it's just way easier to be like, hey, just DM me call, and you can book a call, versus saying, hey, DM me, and you know, then you start this conversation. And here's the other thing I found too, by the way, is that with people in general, if you were to just say, hey, DM me and I'll hook you up, people like are less likely to do that, because, for one, it creates friction, because they're like, well, what should I DM them? I don't really know what I'm supposed to say or anything. And I don't know, now I'm fearful because I don't want to say the wrong thing and Ryan's going to judge me, or like, people just come up with weird things. But if you're just like, DM me the word flip and then I'll send you it. It's very simple. Like, you can't mess it up. it's low friction. People are much more likely to do that than for you to leave it ambiguous and be like, just DM me and I'll hit you. You know, like people just start getting self-conscious and it's weird. So for me, it's super fast. It's just like, bam, you know, this is the word, DM me it. Also too, on ManyChat, I've never actually been inside ManyChat's like website, so I'm not much help there. But I know for a fact you can set it for like all the forms of that. So like basically if I said flip, sometimes people will send flip with the quotation marks because I always say, hey, I put it in quotation marks. I'm like, DM me the word flip. It's all caps, quotation marks, and so people will send it like that. And so you got to make sure all the variations of flip go to ManyChat, because people will send you weird stuff. Like they'll send you like flip with a emoji, and that won't set it off, like because it has to be the exact thing. So like, you know, you're putting like 10 variations of flip for how people could send you it. And so that way it sets off the automation. But to answer your question, Joe, I don't think you need a certain amount of following or everything. Like you're going to start doing business and all these things. And so the quicker you can automate it and get people to your thing, it's way better. And once you start doing it, like people know, like they're like, yeah, I mean, it's going to automate. And Ryan didn't text me back in 1 second. Like that probably didn't happen.
Got it.
Fernando, what do you got?
Yeah, when you're DMing, can you walk us through your strategy when you DM like to call or a DM like a lead magnet? And do you ever differentiate like the different types of funnels, let's say?
So DM a call, like to get them to book a call. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Versus like just like an email or
A
something.
free guide,
Right.
a free whatever. Yeah, they're all the same. I mean, like I really don't treat it different. So for instance, my book is a lead magnet, right? You can go get it for 99 cents plus a free course. And so if you guys DM me book, you'll see it right now. Like, hey, it's going to say whatever. And then it's going to give you the link to go get the lead magnet, and, you know, I'll get your information, and, you know, it's cool. Meredith, do you use Typeform as well to combine with ManyChat? I forget what Typeform is. I know is it like a survey? What is Typeform? I forgot. I know
Yes.
we've used it. I just don't even know. What is it?
It's like an online survey.
Yeah,
to
it's a
get
survey.
Questions. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you need to use that to get started with ManyChats?
You can definitely use it. I mean, you can link ManyChat to anything. You know, you want to link people to a survey, to a Google form. I've done it many ways. I think so. You know, when you're thinking about what to actually lead people to, right? Like, there's lots of things you can lead them to. You can lead them to book a call, right? So I've said when you're selling high ticket, you want to book a call. If you're just selling direct to consumer because it's a low ticket product, you can link directly to the product where they can purchase. Or you can lead to a lead magnet, like you're saying, where, you know, this survey, this book, this guide, this whatever. You know, I think surveys are really powerful. I actually saw Patrick Bet-David do one that was pretty cool. It was like, what kind of entrepreneur are you? I was like, oh, I'll test this out for fun. And so I did it, and, you know, it was cool, and I got a good result. And I was like, man, Patrick just got all my data. That was a good way to do it, you know? So surveys are a great way to like get data.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Mario.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify one thing. They DM, then it asks for their email, and you were saying using Zapier to transfer the email into like HubSpot or some sort of CRM is what you're doing, to then
Yep.
track that as a lead to the salespeople as well, so they see that come in.
Yeah. So basically what will happen is, if it's just an email, okay, we don't currently do this, but we're working on it. is that when we get an email from a certain spot, we want to put them on an email automation sequence. And so if somebody gets the contractor's guide, it should just go through the step-by-step automation sequence of like, hey, you know, this is who Ryan is. If you've never heard of him, like, here's a YouTube video, go watch his YouTube, right? Because we're basically just trying to get them to consume my content, you know, before a sales call. So they get to familiarity with who I am. And that's what you guys have to do for your business, everything else. Like if people have no idea who you are, they just found this random survey or lead magnet. We're trying to build trust and credibility in a very short period of time. You know, not everyone who buys from your business is going to have followed you for a year, you know? So that's kind of like the problem we're running into now, where it was like, yeah, for years, my organic has been so strong because people have followed me for years. And it's like, you know, I don't know how long you guys have been following me, but when I launched this product, it was like, okay, like I know he's legit, but you know, 99% of people don't know that. So how do we get those people to know I'm legit in a very short amount of time? So that's kind of why automations are important on the email side of things when you get an email address. But for instance, I was telling you guys with the book, we get their phone number. And so, you know, with the book, they will, you know, get the book and submit and they'll get a free course. And so that's a ton of value for 99 cents. And hopefully they go through the course and they're like, dude, that was so good. I want to buy other stuff. You know, that would be a hope. But what my sales team did was, you know, we got all these phone numbers from all these book signups and they got like 5,000 phone numbers. And we just text blasted them all. And we said, hey, we got this event coming up in 2 weeks. You'd probably like it. Like, here's a discount to the event. And, you know, we had a bunch of people buy event tickets. So, you know, lead magnets are great. Phone numbers are the best thing you can get. You know, they're a lot better than email. But even if we didn't get the phone number, we could have just email blasted all of them and said, hey, you know, here's a special for you since you signed up and you got the book. Let's see what else. Christmas post. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, ManyChat's great. I think it's a very cool automation software. So, anyone else have any questions about that?
Hey, Ryan, quick question.
Yep.
So I just hired another person to edit my shorts, and as part of their service, they have human response to any messages. I'm wondering if that's something that I should use that and ManyChat together, or just sub it all out to ManyChat.
I've seen those and I've talked to people who own those companies. It's hard to say because I've never split test them. But, you know, from my point of view, ManyChat is just like, so like it gets the job done for me for what I want it to do. And I'll have salespeople just go in my DMs and then follow up with people manually. So I think I'm kind of doing both anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, so I guess I'll ask, sometimes like the way I've converted, since I don't have like a ton, I'll probably get, I don't know, 5 people when I do like the DM thing, and then maybe like 1 or 2 of them will convert to a client. But that's like after, like, if they've been following for a long time. And then I'll have like deep conversations, like follow-ups, like things like that. So I essentially have to be like my own DM person, then have to be my own salesperson, then have to be my own follow-up person. Were you like that when you first started?
Yeah.
And then you eventually transitioned. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, I didn't have ManyChat or any of these automations I'm telling you about. Like everything that I've built is, you know, just from scratch, like figuring out how to do things. But yeah, so what I would do back then was the wrong way. I would be like, you know, actually the wrong way of everything is in your stories or even in your reels saying, click the link in my bio, you know, click the link on my stories. That's the dumbest thing you can do. Every time I see that, I'm like, this guy ain't a marketer. So the reason it's dumb is because you never get the lead. You just don't know who's interested or not. So, you know, if I put it on my story or on my bio, that maybe they clicked it, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But if they DM me a keyword, I know exactly who they are and that they were interested. And whether they finished the process or not, I can at least hit them up and make sure they finish it, or find out why they didn't finish, or find out why they didn't buy. So you never should do call to actions other than a DM on Instagram. That's what I think. But yeah, so I used to do all the wrong things. So I would, you know, say, go click the link in my bio, you know, or if it was a story, I'd say, click this link, and whatever converted. And it just was never, you know, as good as a DM. And, you know, with a DM, you now start to see who's actually following you and who's like interested in what you're doing.
That's phenomenal. Thank you for that info. I'm gonna switch everything to DMs now.
Yep.
Hey, just real quick, some clarity. I just messaged my guy and I asked him to clarify the question I just asked. He said that him and his team give human responses to comments, but they don't touch the DMs. So that would make sense. So I can use ManyChat for the DMs. And I guess his human response is just for comments, like Facebook comments, YouTube comments, things like that.
Yeah. And like another thing with comments is, and I don't really do this because I put out so much content, but you could just comment on everyone who seems like a potential prospect. Hey, DM me this word if you're interested. Instead of like doing this comment game back and forth. Like, hey, if you're serious, DM me Flip and let's roll. And I guarantee that'll once again just generate more leads for you.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that's good. You know, reels to me are the easiest way to get views, right? So, you know, most people will get way more views on their reels than they will on their stories. But stories are kind of like your most loyal followers. You know, if anyone watches stories, then, you know, they're down with the cause. So, you know, I sell a lot in stories too. And the beauty of selling in stories, it's the same way, right? You don't want every story to just be an ad. You know, you want your stories to have really good content and, you know, behind the scenes and stuff like that. But you'll see me every single day. I'm like, hey, DM me whatever word in my stories every single day for whatever it is. And it's fine. You know, it is never affected me. I've done it for years, and people from my stories, you know, see it and they convert. So I think stories are great. Just know, yeah, that anyone watching your stories is definitely a hot lead. So if you were truly wanting to test differences, you would change your keyword from stories and from reels. So you would have reels be a different word, stories be a different word, and then you could say, oh, this guy's a stories guy. So he's a lot more motivated than this guy. So I don't currently do it because it's just, I have so many DMs and chaos that it's just, I'm like, anyone and everyone's hot. That's my opinion. But if you really did want to do it, you could do it that way. Joseph.
Okay. So what should the call to action be on TikTok? Because you can't message someone you can't follow, or you're not following.
You can't message somebody who doesn't follow you. So I never did this on TikTok for a long time. I just was like, literally TikTok was purely organic content and it was just to be seen. And we just started messing with it. TikTok released basically their own internal mini chat. So they have keyword responses within their DMs now. You don't even need mini chat. And mini chat doesn't even work on TikTok right now. So yeah, we just started putting my call to action, you know, videos on there. Truthfully, I don't really know how they're doing. We just started. I don't think we have enough data, but you know, TikTok's always going to be a little lower quality than Instagram and all that, but you know, leads are leads. Like at the end of the day, leads are leads. Like I'm not going to discriminate against any leads. And you know, if you do it in the way I'm telling you to do it, then you're not like spending so much time chasing people. It's like, man, just DM me the word and watch the video. You know, DM me word and go to the website. And then now you got all these DMs, aka all these leads, and then if it's you or somebody else, you're just in follow-up mode with all the people that have DM'd you. And this is very different, right? Because I've seen the strategy where people cold DM people, right? Like this is super common on LinkedIn. It's super common, amongst people who don't create content. So they have to cold DM people to like get a conversation started. And so I'm sure all of you have gotten the cold DMs of, hey, you want to go get a shout out and get 20,000 followers or some crap, right? Like those guys, that's all they do because they don't really actually make content or know how to get real followers. So, if you do it this way, you're getting a very hot lead. Like there's, in sales and marketing, there's a difference between an inbound lead and an outbound lead. An outbound lead is one which you are just cold messaging or cold calling somebody. They're not asking for you. They don't know who you are. You're having to just strike up a conversation and try to convert a sale. Inbound is that they are coming to you. They want you to pitch them. Like they have chosen to respond to your ad and therefore now are interested in your services. So I like playing the game of inbound leads. And, if you're going to spend all this time sending a bunch of outbound DMs to people who don't even know who you are, I would rather spend that time making content and getting people to message me. Like that's my philosophy. Anyone else?
Any particular suggestion on a CTA for somebody to contact you on a YouTube short? Because they can't DM you on YouTube.
Yeah, this is why I like Instagram the best, because Instagram is, the really only platform that people DM on. YouTube, you can't do it. TikTok's DMs kind of suck. So Instagram, like to me, I'm not even on other platforms. Like if you were to look at my screen time, I'll show you guys right now, it's so skewed towards just texting people nonstop. Like I don't even spend time on other stuff. So it's like, all right, here's my daily average on my phone is 5 hours and 20 minutes. I'm curious. You guys put it in the chat. I just want to know what your guys' average time is. So I'm 5 hours, about 20 minutes. And I'll tell you what my apps are. So I spend, just so for proof, I spend 6 hours a week I've spent 6 hours this week. I don't know what that stat is. I've spent my most thing is in text. I spend 6 hours a week texting people. I spend 5 hours a week in Instagram. That's literally texting people. Like that, to me, IG is just a texting app. I spent 3 hours on Safari, 2 hours on Twitter, 1 hour in email, 1 hour on my golf app, the Grint, and 50 minutes on YouTube. Like I literally I don't watch content. I spent no time on TikTok, basically no time on YouTube. I like to scroll Instagram, or not Instagram, Twitter. I actually like Twitter for that. Twitter's also okay for DMs. I should add that. But yeah, I spend the majority of my time on my phone just texting people or messaging people on Instagram. That's pretty much all I do. So man, you guys aren't so bad, 5 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. And I know the people not posting are like in the 7 hour plus. So I've seen people who are like 12 hours. So I'm not surprised by any of this. But yeah, my time for me, I like to be in like the 5 hour range. That's pretty good. But anyways, so yeah, I think Instagram is great. Like you can have real conversations with motivated people because the demographic on Instagram is just to me the highest quality. They're more mature, they're more business focused. And yeah, I think Instagram's great. Facebook DMs. So ManyChat is also on Facebook. So for those of you who, are Facebook heavy, you can totally do ManyChat over there as well. It's funny because my reels go to Facebook And so people do DM me on Facebook with like the keywords occasionally, but it's so limited that I just don't even worry about it. But, you know, Facebook's great. I think, you know, as you guys have seen, one of my things is doing Facebook groups. So, you know, we're growing the Wealthy World Facebook group. If you guys haven't joined it, join it. But yeah, Facebook's an amazing tool, you know, especially in a Facebook group where in order for them to join, you make them fill out questions just like you would do in an app. And so you can get their data. You, like, hey, you want to join? Give me your email, right? Like, that's the rules. Can't join the group if you don't. And I think that's great. So, you know, in the end, I would treat your DMs like gold, you know. I would be thinking about how do you get quality prospects in your DMs, and now you know everything about them, right? And it's good for you to have your market research too, right? Because now you can start to see like who is DMing me, who is watching my stuff, you know, what's the quality of this person, and like what are their interests? How can I make more content around what this person is, you know, either thinking about or struggling with or whatever the case is. But I love Instagram. Just because I think I just like talking to people. I think the communication's great, but it's just you can sell people right then and there, and they're cool with it. YouTube's tough. I truly believe like what happens with us, this is how I think it happens, is yeah, people do go to our website directly from YouTube and stuff. Like that does happen. But to me, what probably happens more is they watch the YouTube videos and the podcast, and then they see a call to action from an ad, either on YouTube, either on Facebook, either on Instagram. And that's what gets them to like take action versus like just directly going to my website out of their own free will. You know, let's just do a case study right here, right? In this group, how many of you found Content Empire by going directly to the website and, you know, booking a call? You saw me talk about it in a video and you chose to just go to the website. Well, there you go. That's what I thought. How many of you guys responded to a call to action from a DM, from, you know, an ad, whatever it was? And then, you know, you either DM'd me or you know, just you saw the call to action to click the link below or something, and then you clicked it and went. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you guys all saw. So there you go. That's the power of the DMs and the call to action, right? But it's not that like you saw the call to action out of the blue and you were like, yeah, I want to create content. Like the reason you believed it was because you saw me after maybe months or even years of watching content, and you know, you'd followed my long form content, podcast or YouTube or something like that, plus the Instagram and the short form. You followed probably all of it, and then, you know, you saw something that actually made sense to you for what you wanted, right? And you're like, yeah, you know what, I am ready to create content. I think this is important, and so if you're going to do this, I'm down. I've watched your career, I'm good. So that's how it happens. You guys are living proof of that. I just don't think that like having the old school way of doing it, driving traffic to your website and hoping they convert on your website, is the optimal way to sell. Somebody said, do you think a website, do you think you need a website nowadays? No, I mean, like I was saying this on the website call last week. If you're like, honestly, you could get away with just the VSL landing page. You know, you don't even need a big fancy website. In fact, the fancier the website, the more complexity, the worse I think it performs. I think the most basic website that just is straight to the point, doesn't give options, and just directly tells you what to click performs better than a website with all these cool features and things. And people don't even play on websites anymore. Like, what websites do you guys go to that like You're just searching for stuff and like being entertained. Like it's not even a thing. So, it's like they come to your website once because they're like, they're thinking about buying your product. And then once they like go there, they're done. They're like never going back. they're just, they've bought or they didn't buy. And now it's up to your sales team to, do their job and try and sell. Anyone else got any questions on the DMs or the funnels or anything like that? All right, Joe, what do you got?
Hey, this is just a quick side question, not to do with the funnels or DMs. So my first time experiencing being on camera, like a candid camera, is when I met with you and Amr at the Miami convention.
Yep.
It was cool because I got to chat it up with you guys, and the camera was rolling. I was a little nervous at first, but I got used to it real quick. I hired a camera guy, a camera crew. I'm going to be coming out to Vegas with a camera crew. This is my first time doing it, other than my first time with you in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any recommendations, any tips on how you should act or react while candid camera is rolling for the purpose of capturing content, creating content when you're in a public space like that?
How you should act or react?
My vibe from you and Amr was everything was completely natural, chill, and it wasn't even really anything other than just being candid on candid camera.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
any mistakes I should watch out for? Or?
I mean, don't say anything you'll regret, right? That'd be mistake number one. I think once again, it comes back to, we were saying this at the beginning of this program. You got to get good at creating content. And the only way you get good at creating content is through repetition. So the more you film, the more you make content, the better you get. So, when you were like, hey, like, let's film this, I'm like, all right, whatever, and I'll just roll with it because I've filmed so many videos. I've been interviewed so many times. It's easy for me. So, I think you'll get more comfortable going impromptu and filming just on the spot. And everyone here will get better at, just being more efficient with how they film as time goes on. So it just takes time to get good. But yeah, I think the main question is not like, how do you say the right things? That's just repetition. The better question is, if you're going to like do these candid type deals, like what is like the gimmick? Like what is somebody going to go watch this video for? When I think about the kid, Daniel Mack, who asked all the rich people in their Ferraris, like, what do they do for work? Like he just did that candidly probably one time. And then he was like, wow, people really like that. Let me go do that again. And then he just became the guy who asked rich people what they do for work. And it's worked out really good for him. The kid is making a lot of money just going behind the scenes and asking rich people what they do candidly. So, and I've seen that work also for other channels where they knock on people's doors in rich communities and they're just like, what do you do? And, whatever, if that's something you want to do. So I would add a twist to it. Like what are you doing candidly that's interesting and entertaining?
Understood. Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? All right, cool. So once again, quick reminder, I would love to see you guys at the event, January 9th to the 12th. You can get 50% off the tickets if you want to go to the entire event. If not, and you just want to attend the content day and the entrepreneur day, January 9th and the 10th, it's $1,000 for both days. It's going to be life-changing for you and your business. I think it's great that we're combining, like, basically it should be called the Wealthy Creator Workshop because it is perfect for what we do here of day one content, day two business, so how do we bridge the two together and, optimize everything we're doing? So I think you guys should all do it. I think it's a great way also for many of you to meet, and network and have fun in Vegas. Like, how many of you guys are actually coming to the event already? Just so I know. Show of hands. I mean, the majority of you are coming. So for those of you who aren't coming, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out. In fact, we're going to have so much FOMO by you guys not coming. I'm not even going to tell you what we're going to do because you guys don't deserve to know. So everyone else who's going is going to learn some really fun stuff. And we're going to have parties and all this cool stuff. So anyways, hope to see you guys there. And yeah, and it's a great place to collab. Good point, Joe. For all of you guys who are looking to collab and make content, man, content day seems like the day to collab and make content, doesn't it? So you guys should definitely go, and it's going to be fun meeting all of you. So anyways, looking forward to it. I'll catch back up with you next week. Justin and the team will be on tomorrow to analyze content, and then I'll see you guys soon. All right. Have a good New Year's.
Thank you.
Later.